Welcome to Fitch Painting and Repairs Garage. Today's project, rear wheel alignment, wheel offset, chassis check on the 96 Dyna Glide. We had in one of our videos talked about the wheel offset and how the new wheel was too far this way and the belt was rubbing. Well, after having gone through the clutch on this particular bike because of a clunking noise coming up to red lights, I decided we're going to pull this rear end apart and try to figure this out and do a proper inspection on it. Started off, got the bike up, put an inclinometer on the front rotor, checked, make sure the bike was standing vertically at 90 degrees, and then put the one on the rear rotor and check to see if it's different, and they were both at 90, so the bike is running true. The chassis alignment's good. Now I need to redo that alignment check once I put this all back together to verify that it is correct, and we'll do it not only in the air but standing, and we'll take the preload off the front shocks, and we'll just have the bike standing under its own weight, so it's actual stance, under preload. So we'll check all that, but for right now what we're doing is going through verifying. Pull the brakes apart, possibly the brake pad clunking noise. That's what it is the brake pad moving around in there. I don't really like the brakes on these bikes, so we're gonna, maybe if we keep this, upgrading it. So possibly it's that. Possibly just the spring preload is too high, and what I'm hearing is the rear end bucking, when I'm braking hard with the rear brake. I don't know. So far I haven't found anything. So we're going into the wheel, checking our bushings, checking everything and seeing if this is true. There is no warpage at all in the axle. You put a meter on, clamp it to here, check it and see if there's any wobble in it, and everything's within spec. Take it and put it on a flat table surface and roll it and visually look. There's no warpage in the axle. We're gonna check everything. I gotta pull the shocks still, check the swing arm by itself, but right now there's no lateral play in the swing arm, so I don't know. We pulled the bearings out of the wheel. We're going to check that. The end play on the axle, on the wheel bearings. So we pulled the bearings out, and one of the springs on the bearing cap, the dust seal, was off and free floating in there. So, but that might have happened during disassembly. It might have got caught on the lip when I pulled the axle out. Who knows? That could be the problem. But the bearings seem to be fine. They're checking out just fine. We pulled the wheel. We're checking inside the hub. We're going to measure everything. So I'm thinking possibly the end play on the wheel. It's got too much end play. It's wobbling around, and that's what's cocking it. So we're going to check everything before it goes back together. So that's what we're going to do today. Maybe I'll make some more videos as the day goes on. We'll see, and maybe I'll get these things edited together so that one piece, instead of like a 3-4 minute video for you guys to watch. So stay tuned. We're going to do the full rear end and chassis alignment and check and all that stuff, and maybe I'll figure out a way and we'll set this up and I'll just film the whole thing. So we'll see. But and the update on the drifter. There she sits next to the wife's Vulcan. That's my metric alley right there. From what somebody say, Motor Nippon or something like that. Family Nippon or something. Anyways, this is the metric alley. There's the drifter. She's running very, very strong. No issues. Got some wiring on the front lights and stuff to do. Got to replace these turn signals on the front end and replace this wiring. The way they got this light set up, hooked up, is not so good. Not really happy with the handlebars. They're kind of low for me. I'd like 14s on it, you know. So if we ride it, we'll probably put some 14s on it. I do not like the beach bars that were, you know, the setup buckhorns that were on it with the pullback risers. The stock risers were gone when I got it. Did not get that, but I got the windshield, crash guard, and a rear pylon set up with the sissy bar. So we got to do some painting and stuff on all that stuff because it's all, you know, heavily corroded, paint chipped on it and all that stuff. So a few extra things to do to the bike, but otherwise she's pretty good, you know. Got some guys interested in talking to me about it. Got another guy who's got a line on that fender. Here's a good look at that fender damage. If anybody see how a rock went through there. And the guy did a pretty good job piecing it back together. I'm pretty impressed at how well they did. So that must have not been all blown out. I think maybe just a piece of it cracked really bad or something. I don't know, but it looks on the inside solidly patched. It's not expertly patched, but it's solidly patched. And it's pieced back together, and from a distance, it don't look so bad. So I could do the body work, sand it down, blend it, fix it, get the decals and the paint, and maybe I'll redo the whole damn bike. Who knows? But maybe I'll just at least do the front fender so that it looks good. And if not, maybe whoever buys it will get a better deal on the bike, and they can do it. Or who knows? Maybe somebody wants it and they want it done, so I'll do it. They'll just pay the extra on the bike. So if anybody's interested in buying this particular bike, I'll set it up any way you want. Send me the parts or tell me what you want. You prepay for the parts. We'll put them on, you know. So up to you. But haven't decided on a price yet. Still want to put some miles on it before I decide on what I'm going to sell it for. But the people who would want to buy this bike know what it's worth in its condition, and the fact that the transmission has had the upgrades and the several of the other upgrades that are on the bike, you know. So, and I do have the 2-up seat and pylon, and I have a set of saddlebags. Yeah, they're not the best, they're the small ones, but somebody told me this fire and steel accessories that came with it, and something about a birth certificate and a custom thing. So I don't know if I can find out who originally owned this and maybe collect that information. Maybe, just maybe, she'll be more desirable to somebody. But the VIN on this, she's number 603 off the line. Anybody want to check me on that? But there's the VIN. And you guys who are interested in this, from the Drifters Association, clubs and whatnot, she's a solid runner. A lot of good usable parts. You know, it's a good platform to start with if somebody wants to do a complete restoration. You know, I'm not really in the idea of wanting to do restoration. I like preservation with repair. You know, find a non-running motorcycle and give it life again and let somebody enjoy it. You know, and they're worthy bikes. Definitely worthy bikes. 2007 over there, running mean, running strong. That's my wife's bike over there. We put a fairing on it for her. You know, she's got it nicely done. But for now, I'll put miles on this one, wrench on this one, and enjoy life. Until next time.